Hi, I'm Joe Brecker. We are sitting in the lookout of the Katota Prairie Lodge, and we're having an interview. And here comes Harvey, the electrician.
Privacy up here, huh?
That's okay. That's okay.
You're next.
No.
Yeah. We're just having a construction open house, and it's been really a fun project. And it's been 2 years since we started the process, and a year and a half since we actually started construction. We're going to finish up kind of as time goes on with the fine details, but for right now we're fully functional, and we're sure looking forward to having guests here.
Hi, I'm Cher Speaker, and I am one of the Brecker sisters. Right now I'm cutting buns because we're having a construction party, and we invited pretty much everyone that had anything to do with building the lodge.
It was Christmas morning, 2010. The Brecker family, we were all at Joe and Patty Brecker's house. He got us all together, my dad, Joe, and he announced to the family that we were going to build the lodge. Something we've been dreaming about for years and years, and it was finally going to come true. So we spent the next few months then dreaming and drawing plans for the lodge and thinking about what we were going to do and how we were going to do this crazy thing.
I started visualizing something on top of this hill. For years my dad would bring me up and we'd pick flowers in the spring, and I just started having, about 6-7 years ago, I started having this image of something up here, useful, some lodge, some log cabin structure, and it went from a small house in my imagination to a sketch I made of a 32-bedroom hotel, and that was silly, of course, because there was no water and there was, no services up here. But it was about 2.5 years ago, and my brother Joe was putting rural water up in the pasture where this lodge sits now, and he called to tell me one time, and this is remember, I didn't know that anyone else was particularly interested in my vision of, not even a vision, more just a fantasy. But he called me one day and said, I'm having rural water put up in the pasture, and I just didn't want the wellhead to go where the lodge was going. And so I immediately went, what? Somebody else is actually thinking like this. And there's been thousands of memorable experiences relating to the lodge, but that's a unique one that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
One day we did have a young man, Jay, that got a little wrapped up in his work. He was running a buffer. He was buffing a log, and all of a sudden we heard him screaming, and Nate Rude and myself came running across the parking lot, and here the buffer had wrapped up in his t-shirt, and he had it was all the way up around his neck, and he was jumping up and down because it had wrapped up his hand, and he couldn't even let go of the buffer. So it's funny now because he didn't get hurt, and we all got a chance to laugh about it. But we've just been so fortunate on a project like this, as high up in the air and as many heavy things as we've lifted and moved around, that everybody came away with it healthy.
I'm Patty Brecker, and I have a fairly big part in the lodge. I've been working here since the beginning of the lodge. I'm up here almost every day, but I do take a day off once in a while and not come up here.
Tell me who you are, and then you tell me who you are.
I am Noah.
And I am Noah. I'm
I am Noah.
I am Gideon.
Who is that?
Welder.
It's Woody. It's Woody.
Welder.
Woody.
Where is Wilder from?
Wilder's from Peru. Peru.
What did he do here?
He worked at the lodge and buffed logs. He buffed logs.
He chiseled. He buffed. He chiseled. He buffed. He chiseled. He buffed. And he chiseled.
It's a statue of Wilder.
Yeah, it's a statue.
And he has a buffin hat on because he's the king of buffers.
Callahan, he wasn't here today, but he had a couple incidents with the stapler, accidentally shooting some people, or almost shooting some people. And smashing his fingers a few times.
Most memorable part, I would say, was setting the roof trusses. That was a pretty awesome day. Watching the crane lift them up, I was pretty stoked about that.
Hello, I'm Rory Knaust. I work for Darwin Crandall, and I helped build the driveway to this magnificent place. And I've had fun working out here and meeting the people that have been around here. It's been a great experience.
When they first approached me about wanting to partake in this, my husband was in the hospital and he was very, very sick. And the only thing I could think of was, you know, this might just be the thing to get us thinking about something other than being sick. And as it turns out, Doug has done so much of the work, and I have enjoyed everything else about it.
When it comes to working on the lodge, most of the stuff that I did had anything to do with metal material. I did get in on some cleaning logs. I swept a lot of floors.
It was a great experience, beautiful country. Got to meet a lot of great people. Stayed over at Doug's place, so we got to go to town, eat dinner at night, meet a lot of local people. Really friendly, wonderful place to visit.
And we had a pretty enjoyable time out here. It was pretty a unique experience working out here. Nate and Jeff were excellent to work with. And then, then we had Calvin, which was interesting work with him and keeping. We start doing a lodge like this, it's like doing like 4 or 5 houses. There gets to be a lot of different duct work and electrical wires to run up and down and try to keep it every other way. So we have a little discussions who gets where and what gets what done here. But
what did you guys do?
We cleaned logs. We did chisel a whole log ourselves once. Yeah, we did.
What is the funnest thing you did at the lodge?
Paint. No. Paint. Wow.
How about you, Gideon?
I got $10 for painting the walls. Eating cookies.
I'll always remember during the building process my sister Olivia, who through the thickest and hardest, most difficult, most intense, busiest stages of construction was pregnant. And so she would be out working with this crew of men, lifting heavy things and climbing high heights, doing otherwise dangerous things, but she was pregnant. So
the other most memorable thing was I had my leg amputated about 2 years ago, and when we put the north window in, standing up at the very peak welding on one leg was quite an experience, and I'm glad I had a lot of help when I was up there.
Hi there, I'm Dwayne Severson. I didn't do a stitch of work on this Coteau de Prairie Lodge, but I've been able to accept all the benefits that go with it by coming out here often and seeing it in progress and enjoying some of the parties.
Hi, this is Nate. Try again.
Lots of laughs, lots of learning from Jeff and Nate. They kind of know what they're doing. I did teach them a lot, but they need help. They're still not quite refined. So they got a long road to go, but I know they'll appreciate that. Next job I'll be insulating for them again, I'm sure. More than likely.
Hi, this is Nate Rude. It is January of 2013. We started this project. The first meeting between Joe and Eugene and I was January 11th, 2011. Lots transpired since then.
It's just been fun to be a part of this project and to work with the family. It's been a great experience for us to be a part, and we kind of consider the Breckers to be part of our family, and we're kind of part of their family now.
It's turned into a beautiful building, and I consider myself fortunate to have been part of the project. Great people to work with. We've gotten to literally be almost more than friends, almost family. Thank you to the Breckers and everyone else that's been involved. It's been a very, very fun trip.
Lots of coldness, lots of frostbite, lots of heat stroke.